Listen, if you're feeling a lot of resentment right now, anger, rage, and if you feel like you shouldn't have a temper and that you should control yourself and you should, keep yourself in check, if this is you, please know there is nothing wrong with you. In fact, telling yourself that you should control yourself and you should have yourself in check is actually not the most appropriate, the most valuable form of advice, as well as no, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken and you don't need to be strong anymore. Here's what's really going on. First of all, trust. If you are feeling this way, even if it's almost somewhat unconscious, if there's a heaviness in your chest, if there's a darkness around you, if you have all these aches and pains, if you feel like a pressure cooker, please know there is nothing wrong with you. If that is what you're feeling, your body, your unconscious mind is trying to tell you something very, very important. Number one, please know this is real, this is appropriate, and it needs attention. What's really going on here, because sometimes, people feel this resentment, anger, and they're like, you know what, I don't really have a good reason. My life is good. Everything is fine. I feel like I should be okay, but I'm not. There's nothing wrong with you. Here's what's really going on, okay? Chances are when you were very, very young in childhood, you did have anger and people did cross your boundaries and people did provoke you. And you did feel that it was inappropriate and that it was too much. But instead of you being allowed to express yourself and to say what was on your mind and to handle the situation appropriately, and instead of being given permission, God forbid, to process those emotions and to interpret those emotions and to verbalize them, through the support of some adults around you, no, instead, you were told that that's inappropriate and it's impolite and that you shouldn't feel this way and you shouldn't act this way, and who knows how else. It was demonstrated to you that you are not allowed to feel this way, it's inappropriate, it's wrong, and all these other things. And that was the moment when you started to push those emotions down, because what you then decided to believe is that you are wrong. And that was the first time you learned how to disconnect from your own feelings, from your own emotions. And that causes massive distrust within a human being, And that can often be the onset of years and years of anxiety, depression, self-doubt, self-esteem issues, self-confidence issues. And that's what we need to handle. Because for this showing up today, there's nothing wrong with you. There's everything right with you. Because what you're feeling, what you're getting really right now with this rage, with this anger, with this resentment, is sort of like, imagine you have a car and the light keeps flashing. You're not going to judge that light. You're not going to blame. You're not going to yell at that light. You understand that that light goes off for a very good reason. You're going to appreciate that light going, oh my God, my car works perfectly well. Means I need an oil change. Okay, cool, no problem. Let me take care of that. That is what this rage and anger and resentment is trying to tell you. And that's what we need to take care of. And we need to understand what is causing that so that you can be free of it, so that you can heal from it, so that you can release it and start to feel like yourself again. And unfortunately, I can't give you that in a tech talk, but it is available and it does not take years and years of therapy, okay? Which so often people mistakenly believe. This is not a big problem. I shouldn't say, of course it's a big problem, but it doesn't require decades of therapy, okay? The information is in your subconscious mind. We get to communicate with your subconscious mind, understand what you need to understand about this, unpack it. And from that moment, when you can release and process these emotions, the healing begins. And you start to restore yourself and you start to appreciate yourself again as a human being. And most importantly, reestablish that trust within you that has been broken.